the state test, you have to get on there and take it before the 25th. Now, 25th is next Sunday at 11:59. It will cut off. So make sure you get on there and do that. Also do the state clinic. That is also on Dragonfly. So make sure you get on there and get that completed. Mark was upset last week because some people had taken the test before they ever looked at the state clinic. So try to do it first and get it out of the way. Also, if you haven't taken the concussion course in the last couple of years, say 2 years, you need to take it again and get it out of the way. That is something they're requiring now, and it has to go through the National Federation site to do that. I think you have to register with them and get hold of it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So don't take the one they charge you for. There is one that's cost some money, but that's not the one. It's the free one. The scrimmages have been posted. There's an updated schedule. I think it went out about an hour ago. Is that right, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's one missing on there. This is probably mostly for the Wilmington group. It's one at Topsail on Wednesday. I think it's around 5 o'clock or something like that. So if you feel free to go that. But all scrimmages are open. I have assigned them to certain officials. They need to be there. But they are open for everybody to go. And just let me know that you're going, where we'll know a number where I can let the schools know how many people are going to show up. We're still under COVID protocols, and they need to know who's coming on their campus. So let me know. As far as game assignments, I've already started making game assignments. Gentlemen, I've switched the timer on our acceptance. You have 24 hours. You don't have 3 days, 2 days. You have 24 hours, which is one. I know when you looked at your assignment, it tells me you've been notified. So you have 24 hours. The clock's ticking, or it's going to turn it back in. It's going to block you out from anything on Arbiter, whether it be lacrosse, football, basketball, baseball, softball. It's going to block you out for that whole day. So make sure you accept your assignments or you decline them. Now, if we keep on the present protocol, what we've been going through, and people not taking their assignments, I get assignment declines or automatic declines from Arbiter about every other day. I will go back and change the setting, and once you pop on that assignment, you're going to be accepted. And then to get out of it, you're going to have to call me and talk to me personally, not a text message, not an email. You're going to have to call and talk to me. So let's go ahead and get on there as soon as we can, either accept them or not. So make sure your blocks are up to date.
Mike, you got a question from Alfred Davis.
Alfred?
Yes, Mike, a quick question. I had a game on this Friday coming up that was switched from 3 to 5 o'clock. I just assumed that I would still be on it. Did I have to go back in because it's saying now I declined it?
Yeah, once there's a change, gentlemen, whether it's a time, place, team, site, it doesn't matter. You have to re-accept that game. So okay. That is something new Arbiter's doing. I just found out about that a couple weeks ago, but I thought we needed that. But yeah, if I know it's within 30 minutes, I'll accept it for you. But if it's a 2-hour time slot, I'll let you go back and look at it. But yeah, if there's any change, you get a pop-up or email or text on a change, you have to go back in there and accept it or decline it again.
Okay.
Why Arbiter does that, I have no clue. But that's a good question, Alfred. Thank you.
All right.
But make sure you check your emails constantly when the season starts. Make sure you look at Arbiter, because guys, with the COVID protocol, and you guys that work in private schools, you find out there's been changes about every day. And a couple umpires found out there was a change. We canceled the game, and then 30 minutes later, they put the game back on. So just be ready for the changes, be ready to adjust. So make sure you check your emails, your Arbiter, constantly during the season. One thing I'm going to ask you to do, if you are going to call me, I want you to text me first. Text me, and when you text, even though I may have your number in my phone, put your full name on there and that you're getting ready to call me from this number. Please do that. There's so many telemarketers out there now working hard, and they are getting on our telephone numbers constantly. So it's not a good feeling to answer the phone and you think it's one of you, and then all of a sudden I got somebody from India on there, or some other country. So let's do that for me and make sure we get it where I can get to the phone and make sure I answer your question when you call me. Game reports. If you're the lead official, you'll be in capital letters, or bold print on the schedule. Please text me after the game. For example, this is John Owens. I was at Overhills versus Jack Britt. Score was Jack Britt 7, Overhills 3. No issues, no problems. That's all I need. Real quick and real simple. That keeps you from having to go to arbiter and do that one in there, because sometimes I get those and sometimes I don't. The private school pay, I'll let y'all know, I have invoiced all them now. The reason the pay has been so delayed, I made a deal with them to wait because there were so many changes going on, to wait to the end of the season, because I didn't want to charge them for games and then they didn't play. And then now I've got to write them a check, and it's just so much for our accountants to keep up with. So I'll get those checks out starting in the next week or two. So be patient. You'll get one big check and you can go out and have dinner somewhere and take your wife or girlfriend or insignificant other and have a good time. Okay. On the March 19th, on around the 19th, I sent you a 4-page document. If you got it, shake your hand. Shake your head. It was about the COVID protocols, about the state protocols. There have been some changes in that, and I'm going to go over them real quick, and I'll probably go over more in depth next Sunday. But I'm going to go over them real quick. First of all, some of these things we're not going to keep up with. The schools or the coaches, the ADs, they're going to have to do it. All their equipment needs to be sanitized before you walk on that field. Now, are we going to go ask them? No. We're just going to take for granted that they did it. Everybody will wear a face mask or a gaiter except the pitcher. The only time the pitcher will have to have a mask or a gaiter on if there's a mound visit or anybody goes to the mound. You walk to the mound, the catcher goes to the mound, he does have to put a mask on. That is the only time he can pitch without the mask or the gaiter on during the game. We are going to wear our mask, okay, or your gaiter. That's up to you. If you go to the outfield, if you're the base umpire and you go to the outfield between innings, you may take it down to get some fresh air or to breathe. But when you come back to the foul line, you got to do what? Pull it back up, put it back on. Coaches have to wear them. Players on the bench have to wear them. Anybody inside those gates are going to have to wear a mask. Are we going to be the mask police? No. You're going to go there and just ask the coach, say, Coach, I see number 12 sitting on the bench. Can you get his mask pulled up for me? Just do that. Okay? We will have a pregame conference. The coaches are supposed to stand 6 feet apart. They will give you a lineup card. You will keep a lineup card. On the last page, you saw some Federation addendums. They said we wouldn't keep lineup cards. The state of North Carolina, we are going to keep lineup cards. So they will give you a lineup card. Any kind of changes or anything, they're supposed to keep 6 foot apart. You know, they'll tell you, write it down, go from there. I'll go over to catcher next week. The catcher's got some rules. He can go take a break and come back without a substitution being put in for him, but we hope that don't happen. Baseballs, you will wear a ball bag. You will have the baseballs in your ball bag. At the first part of the season or first part of the meeting they had this year, they said we would not wear ball bags. The baseballs would come out of the dugouts. Somebody finally got smart and said, we're going to throw them back to the pitcher, or I give them to the catcher, let him throw them back. I would recommend you get you a small bottle of sanitizer. I've got many of these. Can you see it, John? Those are real small. They cost about 99 cents. You can get them at Walmart, Kmart, any store like that. I'd keep one in your pocket. I'd constantly have mine in my pocket. So basically that's it in a nutshell. Everybody wear a mask, the dugouts, coaches, and everybody else. If there is a warning, if they don't wear it, if they keep pulling it down, you can give them a warning, you can give them a warning, you can give them a warning. Just work through the coach, the game administrator, the AD, try to keep them things up. Okay? Don't be such a big deal about that. Don't make it a big issue. Okay? But have yours on. If you get, thank you, Keith. If you get near any adult or any player, make sure you have your mask on. What the association, the North Carolina High School Athletics Association, is kind of on edge about is some mama or daddy or somebody taking a picture of somebody without a mask on. And lo and behold, it doesn't need to be us. So make sure you keep that thing up and wear it. If you've been tested and got the antigens, if you've had the vaccine, it doesn't matter. Wear the mask. Okay? If you have issues or got some medical problems, call me. We'll try to get you a waiver, which brings us to another thing. If any player has a waiver, it has to be from a medical doctor and it has to be signed. If you've called basketball, you saw some of those during basketball. Cumberland County, you don't have to worry about it because Vernon's going to make them wear a mask. They either play with a mask on or they don't play at all. And I commend him on that. John asked, if a parent complains, it's 2 week suspension. What are you doing dealing with parents? But other than that, we're going to play straight baseball, guys, and go from there. We're going to do the little things that we have to do as umpires. We're just not going to be the mask police as some people have been in the past. John, unmute yourself and explain that. John Dowd.
Yes.
Explain that.
If somebody calls Mark in Raleigh and complains that an umpire is not wearing a mask, I heard that he will suspend the umpire for 2 weeks. Is that correct?
I've been on the phone with Mark 4 times and he hasn't brought that up yet.
Thank you.
So you tell your correspondent in Wake County, stay in Wake County.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've talked to Mark 4 times. I've actually had personal conversation with him about this 4-page document. And so no, if we don't follow protocol, we will be suspended. I'm gonna get you. Because he's already told me if you don't wear it, I'm gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. Because I'm the one in charge of asking you to do it. I'm not asking you to do it, I'm telling you to do it.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Any other questions on the mask? Guys, I don't like them no better than you do, but I've got 4 or 5. I wear them. So I would not recommend the Under Armour mask to wear behind the plate though, because it gets very, very hot. I'd find you a paper mask somewhere. Okay. Any other questions real quick before we move on?
The question came up in the chat that there's only 1 scrimmage in Fayetteville. Is there any possibility of more being added?
I've got one at Cape Fear. That one should be on there. There's also one. We just had one at Terry Sanford.
Purnell
Sweat's having one, but the only one I know in Fayetteville is Cape Fear right now.
And then is middle school baseball being played this year?
Yes. That schedule's already in the arbiter. So, got any more?
That's it as of right this minute.
Okay. Anything else on the protocol starting the game, guys?
Mike, is middle school self-assigned?
No, I'm going to sign it.
Okay.
Somebody
Thank
complained about that in the past, so I'm going to have to assign it. which brings me to another issue. Gentlemen, if you got complaints, and I've told you this before, 910-234-4512. That's my number. Call me. I'll talk to you about it. Let's work it out. When you start calling your fellow umpires, trust me, it will get back to me one way or the other. So if you got a complaint or a concern, call me and we'll get it straight. On your arbiter profile, I need everybody to go in your arbiter profile. Some of you have your distances you will only travel is 50 miles. You're not going to get any games. So you need to go in your arbiter and change that to 999. That's 999 miles. That means you'll travel that far. But I ain't gonna send you that far. But I need you to redo your arbiter account and your profile. And we'll go from there. But I need you to go, some of you need to go check on ready to be assigned. And make sure it's checked. Check your cell phone. I just go on your arbiter and check your whole profile. But I would change your mileage that you're willing to travel. Also, you need to take any blocks off you have for schools. Any blocks you have for schools, you need to take off. If you got a block for something, need a block for a school, you need to call me and we'll discuss it. Now, if you have siblings going to that school, that's a no-brainer. But it's because you don't like to go to somewhere or you don't like the head coach or the AD or its players, that's not going to get it. We're all professionals. We're going to deal with them in a professional manner, and we're going to move forward. Okay. Somebody's asked, is the master schedule going to be printed? No, I do not let you have access to the master schedule, and I have my personal reasons for that. You do not need to see the master schedule. All right. If you've got difficulty or issues on those or any particular date, just put it on your blocks on arbiter and we'll go from there. But no, I will not put the master schedule on. Number two, you can't go to any games. You're not going to be able to go observe any umpires at any games. So there's no reason to put it on there right now too. That's another reason. Any other questions? John, you got any more?
No, not right this minute.
All right, we've got a couple of new guys that have joined our association. Some of them are very new, very, very new. Their first year umpiring. We will try to get them outfitted without spending any big bucks trying to find equipment. I've been very slack on getting the equipment list I've got on here, guys, and I'll get it on as soon as I can. I'm trying to put everything on hangers where it can take pictures, and I get it to John, and John's going to put it on there. I did send him some the other day. I don't know if you got them. You got them, didn't you, John?
Yeah, I put them up there and put the email address up.
Yeah. Some of them are, you can contact that individual personally. The ones I put up, you can contact me, and I'll try to get them to you. So if you got any stuff you want to get rid of, let John know, and he'll be glad to put it up there, and we help these guys out. All right, guys, on your arbiter, there is a place to put your mileage you're willing to travel. It's on your arbiter profile. I'm not throwing off on this umpire. Just put that, but he said, I'm willing to travel. If I give you a game from Wilmington to Richmond County and you said you'll travel, don't call me. You said you're willing to travel. I'm pretty lenient about that, guys. And Aaron will tell you, I try to keep guys within 35, 40 miles of their game. All right. I know how it is to travel and try to get all over the place, all over the world. Also, some of you have that you got your blocks up to 4 o'clock. It's going to be very difficult for you to work any ball games this year because a lot of teams are doubling up. They're playing a JV game at 4:30, and then a varsity game at 6:30 or 7. So if you definitely can't get off before 4 o'clock, when I start assigning, the arbitrator's not even gonna put your name on there to be assigned, because it's gonna keep you off because you can't make that game. Say you get off at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock and we got a 4:30 game at Pine Forest, it's gonna tell me you can't make it. So if you need to go in there and readjust your blocks on your times, your partial blocks, I would do so as soon as you can. I can go and override some of it, and I will do that once in a while. If I go in there and it's showing you're green, that means you can work. I'll go ahead and put you on a game. Some reason the arbitrator's got you blocked out. You got some kind of setting put on there. Okay. Anything else?
Do you know about what each conference is doing about time limits for JV?
The only one I know right now is Southeast, or it's not Southeast anymore. It's SAC. One Lumberton's in Hope County. I think they're going an hour and a half for JV games, and then they'll start the varsity game 30 minutes later. So 4:30 to 6, they'll go, and then they'll start the JV. And it's not. They haven't determined whether it's going to be drop dead now or not. So we may have to finish that anywhere in. But they're trying to keep them 30 minutes apart. The only ones I know for sure in that conference is Lumberton's. They're not going to have a JV team. Hoke's not going to have a JV team. 71st is not going to have a JV team. Jack Britt is going to play double headers. Sweat is going to play double headers. Down the Wilmington area, South Brunswick is not going to have a JV team. North Brunswick is not going to have a JV team. Trask has said they were going to try. They've sent me a schedule. But they may have to renege on that one. So some of the JV schedules, even if you've got a JV assignment already, may be changing because they can't field a team. They don't have enough players. So, any other questions?
None at this time.
All right, you got 30 seconds. Anybody got one? I told you these things will get shorter and shorter.
No, sir.
Now, next Sunday, guys, I need everybody on here because that's a very important meeting. Once again, because our season starts on Monday, and I need everybody on here. So if you see somebody tonight that's not on here, I think we got 53 on here. We got 116 on our roster. And you see tonight, I think, is that right, John? 53 right now, I see.
It's like 60, I think, when they all pull
63 showing, Mike.
Okay, and we've got 116 on our roster. Guys, something ain't right somewhere. Okay. All right, if there's no more questions, I'll see you next Sunday, same time. I'll try to be on, John and I'll try to be on about 1:45, and we'll get things rolling. Make sure you do the attendance. All right, thank you.
And guys,